Welcome back, guys, to Trails in the Sky, where last episode we headed off to Mistville Forest to try and find the people who stole the Septium Crystal. Locating the bandits led by Josette, we beat them up to recover it, but were unable to bring them to justice as an airship arrived, allowing them to escape from the scene. Returning to the guild with the bad news, more bad news awaited our party, as it turns out that Cassius has gone down with a now missing airliner on his way to a mission. And after coming to terms with the news overnight, the Bright siblings and Sherazade now decide to head out to the Bose region to search for clues.
Well, you heading for Bose? We are, but how did you know we weren't just visiting again? Well, a number of people like yourself have been passing through lately, exponentially more than usual. Is that because flights have been suspended in the airspace over Bose? That's exactly what's happened. You wouldn't believe how busy this place is because of it. Well, the Royal Army is responsible for all the restricted flights, so you're really not in a position to complain. Yeah, I guess you're right about that. Oh, and another thing. Traffic through this checkpoint is also being regulated. If you want to go through here, you'll have to get a pass from the Chief Warrant Officer next door. Done. Oh, well, we've already got one. Well, aren't you guys prepared? Well, I do go to talk to the leader before I talk to the sorry to say it, Private Scott, because we beat you up earlier. Grunt. Well, aren't you guys prepared? Okay, then. How will I open the gate for you? The soldier opened the gate by remote control. What was it on his gun? There's a button. It's not actually a gun, it's just a fancy remote control. Alright, you're clear to go on through. Once you cross over, you won't be able to come back unless you get a pass from the other side. Please be aware of that before you cross. Got it. So we need a pass for both ways, do we? Okay. But I thought you guys know me by face, so therefore you'd let me through. This book that we got. It was readable. Part 2 of a fictional novel published in Libelle. Oh god, there's no point in reading it unless I've got chapter 1 though, is there? We'll leave that for now. We're gonna have set the scene, I guess. Oh, so this is the other side. Okay. Oh, hello. Augment charging spot over here. And this brings me out the back where they've got a nice bench to look at the other side view. Okay. Of course, they can easily break through these fences. I'm just going to point out that I can pass without having to ask you to pass. What do we have here this time? Braces? Traveling nose on foot is a bit of hassle, isn't it? Well, be careful out there. See a warrant officer dying. Anyone else here? Hello, you. The Iceland Road, which runs north of the East Bose Highway, is blockaded right now. For those heading to the north border, they'll have to go to Bose first, and then wait until the road reopens. Hi, you headed Bose? We're currently in a state of emergency. We're looking for any suspicious individuals among those heading from Bose to Roland. So you're looking for suspicious individuals coming this way. Alright, Bose is 420 Selg in that direction. Let's get a move on. I wonder whatever enemies are in our path now. Oh, new design lampposts. Or wonder if there are any. Ooh. It's a weird squiddy looking thing. Right, what is it? Divides after being wounded. A tentacle monster that was through the air. That sounds bad. So let's wound it. I guess it divides after being wounded. Either that means when it's killed, or... I wasn't close enough? Oh, no. Or only on its turn. Only on its turn. Which means you generally have to, when fighting one, kill it before its turn comes around so it can divide. Gotcha, game. Oh, we got a... Is that a snake or a mushroom? Mushroom snake. Well, it could be both. May call for backup. A monster inhabiting woodlands hunts with its poisonous fangs. Alright, do I want to be using spells on them or just bash them in the face like I have been doing quite well? If I just go to attack, I will have multiple attacks to be able to be used, so... Gotta look at it that way after all. Can just about reach there. Depending or not if you can reach, which I think you can. I can just keep mowing these guys with normal attacks. This is building up our CP again. I'll take it. No dividing for you. Just a whipping.
Are we done already?
Multiple whippings. We can easily get a quick level up from this road as well by the look of it. New enemy. Right, so next on our list is a Halo mole. Okay, you really like the game, do you? Monster inhabiting hard bedrock. Its massive claws boast incredible strength. Defensive-wise, it seems to be a little bit more defensive, but because we've got the preemptive again, we should be able to smack it down no matter what. I do like this gem telling me what's going on, that's for sure. So many people in the chat talking about which games they've played. Oh, what the hell? What are you? Why are you? Well, I haven't got a mission to kill you. Or maybe I will do somewhat soon. North is to Nebel Valley, but are we heading to Bose or Nebel Valley at this point? I've lost myself. I feel like I'm heading for Bose first, because we might be able to get new gear. Right, missing airliner is our main quest. We just want to carry the letter and not necessarily fight that thing yet. I'd say wait until we actually get a quest to go kill it. Plus, for the monsters we are fighting, we can easily get a level up pretty soon. So I really should factor that in. Don't worry, you can do critical nothing. It's fine. You can't reach. Critical nothing! It's only 100 experience for another level up after all. Let's get to Bose and get to a shop. That's what I feel like doing. Oh, what's headed this way? A suspicious individual or a cart? Well, if it isn't Sherazade, how have you been? Fine, I haven't seen you in a while either. What are you up to? As you can see, I'm doing an escort job. I'm sure that you've heard all about the airliners being grounded after the Lind incident, right? Because of that, we have to move all this cargo to the Royal City by ground transport. I see, well your efforts are appreciated. So how about yourself? What are you doing with these youngsters? Don't tell me you're looking into the incident. That was the plan? Why? Do you know something we should be aware of? Well, I think it would be best if you spoke with Lugren about it at the Bose branch. Anyway, I've got to get going. Catch you later. First Mr. Ashton and now him? Everyone keeps hinting at something, but no one will just come out and say it. I wonder what's up. Well, there must be a good reason for it, and we'll probably find our answers at the Bose branch. Agreed. If we do as he suggests and ask Lugren about it, we may just get a clue as to what's going on. Anyway, let's get moving. I think I could see a possible theory that they might have come up with. Oh, what the hell? And I'm usually so good at constantly getting into combat with them. This time it was not to be. Right, this time should I go dual strike? The realization that Estelle probably isn't going to be able to reach after Shehrazade's hit. Oh, what? This guy might actually attack me. No.
We're good to go.
Not much more experience. Give me that level, snaky mushrooms. Always preemptive. That's our motto. Especially the way it lets me just keep on wailing on people. In the most beautiful fashion. Yeah, go for that one, Sherazade. Aaron will be close enough for the follow-up attacks. So that's fine by me. And Shehrazade's got a critical. We're going to have a lot of CP built up, aren't we? No, it's not. No, what's not? Oh my. That doesn't work like that. Can't get the chip yet. Oh, hello. Did you get me from behind? No. Cool. Can't remember. Could I kill this guy in one big foul swoop or not? Let's use more dual strike revive.
Seems you came up short.
About 3 or 4 more battles and we'll be there. What do you reckon will come first? Level up or me reaching Bose? Oh my god, the train is so long! Oh, critical! Ah! The train is so long! I feel like it's just attacked normally. If I'm looking to heal, maybe I could just eat some food and learn another recipe, eh? Let's, quickly, not augment, eat a milk clape. No, straight up to move up +1. Let's eat some French fries. We learned the recipe for French fries. That's what we wanted. Cures blind too. That's fine by me. I guess all I need is potatoes. I guess I need some olive oil too. Oh, hello. You're hidden in the grass next to the post. I didn't even see you. Ooh, I actually don't want Estelle to attack because... Oh, no, I do now. I want that Sepith attack to come in. Give me a little bit more.
Alright, we're good to go.
So close. No treasure chest along the highway? But that said, I'm suspicious of all treasure chests now. What if it again has another group of monsters that just mow me in 2 seconds? The only recipe you need, French fries. Well, you know, variety's the spice in life and all that, right? I think we could do with a little bit more. I thought French fries an accompaniment, not just a one-slap dish. On its own, it's just a snack. It's not a meal. That's why you add sauce, is it?
Seems you came up short.
There we go, level 11. Catching up with you, Sherazade, but it looks to me like you might get away a little bit. At least we can open another augment slot for Joshua now, I think? With the grinding of the Sepith too. Oh, hello. The hell are you? Something that's hard. Extremely dangerous, uses powerful arts. Let's see how much physical damage does on this. Okay. I need to really be aware of them. This is a stronger enemy. It doesn't say what level it is. It only gets 15 experience. I mean, I could say just whip it, or I could just leg it. Depends what kind of crazy art he uses.
Someone's been naughty.
I mean, that definitely helps us get a lot of damage on them. Absorb nutrients? That's not arts. That's worse.
Here I come.
That's my nutrients. Give my nutrients back. Stop absorbing Sherazade. Should I just pummel this guy too and sever him?
Let's do this!
3 specials on a normal monster? I wouldn't expect bosses to live that much.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Well, at least he's down. Didn't even seem that great. HP 2 times... What? Oh, wow. We got Orbment from him. Max HP 10%. I'll take that. I think we've got one guy with a blue Orbment on at the moment, which is just a 1, right? No, we don't actually have anyone with him. Oh, no, we do. Let's put HP 2 on, which also teaches Latier. So now we've got a special power-up on the spells, too. Hey. That came out. It was really worth it. I'll take it. Worth. In the meantime, then, let's feed Milk Crepe to Sherazade. And with her delicate tongue, she will teach us another recipe. Right, which way was I going? No clue anymore. Get turned around by that weird monster. Guess I should build up a little bit more CP at the moment. So, a new spell is ours. You can tell, like, the power's gone up quite a bit. Let's find out what it does. So, Art, Latier, 20 points. Heals 200 HP for allies in an area. Small area. But kind of cool. I mean, you need it to be on 2 people, of course, for it to be worth. To be fair. Hey, but I'll take it. Latier has been learned. Let's just beat up the remaining ones of my enemies. Actually, if we just manage to not kill you in time. Ooh, maybe. Only if I do something like that will I be able to get it. Otherwise it will split. Oh! It wouldn't have split. Joshua goes next. I don't mind fighting a monster and then ending up getting what I'd consider to be quite a nice reward. I'll take that any day.
Alright, we're good to go.
But I had to crank out 3 specials on the guy to get him down as he kept just sucking my life away. So that was not appreciated. Not what I planned for, that's for sure. What shall I learn this time? Let's learn Carmine Eye. One more thing to learn now. That tree looks like it's got a face, but it's not. It's just very scratched. Okay. Bose is that way. Hacken Gate is that way. And by the look of it then, there's no enemies in this area. Yeah. This is the front door to Bose. I'll probably be able to buy that augment here anyway. We finally made it here. This is the commercial city of Bose, which sits at the heart of the Bose region. Wow, this definitely looks like a city. Of the 5 major cities in the Belle, this one comes next after Royal City. Compared to Roland, the buildings are all made of stone and seem a little bigger. Does anyone have any idea what that huge building is over there? That's the Bose Market. It's an indoor marketplace made up of various shops. Food, clothing, sundry goods, furniture, books, and so on. You can pretty much buy everything here with the exception of weapons and ordnance. It's not surprising they call this place a commercial city. Man, I really wish this trip could have been for shopping. Maybe some other time. Let's first stop by the guild and find out what's going on regarding the incident. Alright. Just so you know, the Bracer Guild is just right over there. Just right over there? Well, this is the way we find out, isn't it? We look at menus like that. Bracer Guild. Red. Where's the church? Purple. Take a left. Well, hello, Father. We've got what you need. Excuse me. You're Father Holstein, right? Oh, ho! Indeed I am, but how may I help you? This is for you. It's a letter from Father Divine, Roland. Hand over Father Divine's letter. Ho ho! Is this for me? Thank you very much for delivering this. However, a letter from Father Divine could only mean... yes, it's come up with a new formula.
A new formula for what?
Oh, don't tell me you didn't know. Father Divine is a master of medicine, known throughout Libelle for his skills in the healing arts. In fact, he was well known for this, even back when he was at Grand Sol Cathedral.
Really?
Even after he took up his new post as a father in Roland, he has continued his research without fail. And when he discovers an effective medicine, he shares his knowledge with the rest of us.
We Bracers also use the medicine created by Father Divine on a daily basis, so in a way we're being supported in our own work from behind the scenes. I had no idea. It would have been nice if he had at least mentioned it to us. But it's just like him not to, since he never talks about himself. Ain't that the truth?
Father Divine is very strict with himself. Whenever he admonishes someone, he is always admonishing himself as well. This is one attitude I think all young children these days should learn. Although it'd be a bit difficult for me to learn at this ripe age.
Yeah, ha ha ha, whatever.
Well, how about we just try to work hard without overreaching ourselves? I appreciate you coming all the way up from Roland to deliver this letter today. Adios, goddess of the firmament. Please protect these souls as you guide them in their daily lives. The quest letter carrier has been completed. We don't have to go back then, we just reported to the guild then. You must be tired after having made the trip all the way from Roland today. Oh, adios, who art in heaven, please bestow thy blessings and thy guidance upon these souls. Or are you going to give me some health?
As we are arriving in Bose, the airliner flights were cancelled. I'm right in the middle of my pilgrimage too.
Oh, no second speech.
La la la, we're finally here. This day has finally arrived. And my husband's done wishing me here. It's off to the Bose market. Bye bye bye.
One's on a pilgrimage, the other's like fiscal material goods. Yes, markets, markets, money, money, money.
Please, Lila, this is my one and only chance. Not this again.
What? I want to know. Well, I guess first of all, technically I want to head to the market. I'm also thinking bye bye bye. Right, Spence Pharmacy. So this will be selling that kind of stuff, so we don't need that. And help you find something. My medicine can take care of almost any kind of ailment.
So you sell medicine, huh? There seems to be almost anything one could ever want here in the Bose market.
That's for sure. The sheer amount of stuff to sell is pretty overwhelming. It's equipment that we want to check out though, isn't it? More than anything else in the world. Good day and welcome!
Hey there, you two! Have a look at my goods! I have everything you need! Huh? What the? So loud. My ears, they bleed!
Well, this place is alive and bustling like everyone says. I wonder if it's like this all day.
It is. People from all corners of the world gather here to grow their businesses. And their eagerness and zeal to succeed is nothing to be balked at.
Yes, shouting helps. What do you actually sell, lady? The hardware store. She sells a laundry pole. Well, my tin staff is a little bit better than that, but mind you, the laundry pole is longer. Ingenious or pathetic laundry pole turned weapon. For 3 less strength, you get 1 extra reach. That's not too bad when you think about it. Paring knives as well here. Used by pro chefs and sometimes in domestic disputes. What the hell? Not Tanahashi. Alright, EP charge 2. Oh, now that's important. A work helmet, an essential piece of headgear for labourers, adds some extra defence as just an attachment. The pole weapon sounds kind of cool, being longer and all, but the domestic dispute thing about the knife. This was quite a catch. What is? The plate? Smash? Smashy smash?
Tentatively speaking, I'm an employee here at the store. I help out my mother. I'm not playing around, just in case you were wondering.
Where's the actual weapons store, though?
The book I'm after isn't here. Maybe we should try checking out another shop. Good day to you and welcome. I carry everything from antique books to textiles and daily necessities. Man, would you look at all this stuff? Mr. Renon's general store has lots of stuff, but this one carries even more than he does. Yeah, it's pretty easy to see exactly why this store's here in the market. I stock a lot of imported goods from the Empire and the Republic, so I'm pretty confident about my selection.
Okay then, what is your selection? You got Carninia Chapter 1 and La Boule News Issue 2. We have both of them. Well, no, we don't have this. It costs 1,000 though. I mean, I can come back and get that. Then we can read ourselves a lovely bedtime story.
Welcome! How about a fluffy, eggy sponge cake? It's a specialty here at the Bose Market. Wow, this looks so good, Joshua!
Yeah, it does have a nice smell to it, doesn't it?
Joshua, as we find Dad, let's come here and get one of these to eat together, okay?
That's not a bad idea.
Really? You
Better not forget about this later on, you hear me? So she sells fluffy, eggy, sweetie, spongy cakey. We'll buy one of each so we can get the recipe for ourselves. If only you could walk in, go to a really fine dining restaurant, eat something, and know exactly how it's made. It's not that easy, guys. You might be able to, even if you were the type to discern the ingredients. You couldn't discern the making, surely. Looks like a girl is running the confectionery shop now. Thought it was some guy running this place. I wonder what happened to him. Okay, Gantz. Right, this is a defensive shop by the look of it. How are you doing today? Is there anything I can help you find? I carry brands from the Royal City here as well. If you would like, please have a look around. Looks like they sell clothes here. I'm fine. I only like the clothes I'm wearing right now. I can also do custom designs or tailor any clothes you'd like. Just keep that in mind if you decide you want something more fashionable than your current, unique outfit. Oh, Paul, you lost yourself a customer. Ooh, I just pressed the button and I went really fast. Thanks to restrictions placed on everything by the army, nothing has gone right. When I think about the price of getting things in stock, I feel like my business is going to dry up. But this guy's in a rather foul mood. No kidding. Airline flights have been cancelled and the Eisen Road has been blockaded off. I'm sure it's not doing wonders for these merchants' businesses either. But I like walking at a normal pace. I guess with backtracking it would help a lot. So Carmine needs a dirty carrot. A sweet carrot, great for cooking. The dirt is used to keep it fresh. Yes, that's what dirt is used for. Right, what are you? My pal back has started raising prices on his goods. But like the situation, I guess I can understand why. Although some of his prices seem a bit too high. Oh, I've just noticed someone here that I didn't see before when I walked in. Tri-coloured rice and more ingredients on top of that. Hello. Huh? Dorothy? Is that you? How did I not miss you before? Wow, look at all the stuff they're selling here. I'm getting a kink in my neck just turning my head to try and take all of it in. She's so into her surroundings, it looks like she can't even hear you. So was I, though. I missed her too. Well, look at all the stuff they're selling here. Yeah, okay. It's going to be the same thing again. I'm in. Hi. Don't pay attention to me, then. Let's see. Now, who's having a sale today? Oh, no, memo. I know I've got it written down somewhere. So by look of it, I can only buy some defensive gear, then. There's no normal shop outside of the markets, obviously. Various shops. Oh, there's a green there is a shop. Here. Well, that's a bit different. That's not a shop. Unless you're shopping for something incredibly specific. Right, so I guess we should shop here. So the Strega J is what you sell. Some extra boots. What's my current defense at? It's down for Joshua, but up for the other two. A red scarf too, which is painfully bright. But it does increase movement for the other two as well, so it's got to be incredibly worth it regardless of the defense gains. I mean, we do have some set of spare if we want to do some other stuff. So my defense at the moment is at 44. So it's actually only increasing by 1 defense, but that extra move slot is probably quite handy. So he's got knitted shoes, which don't do exactly the same. But the others with the extra movement, that's kind of at least the same as modifying a little bit of range. So apart from that, let's buy a paring knife for you, which will increase your strength by a whole 3. I kind of want the defense up attachments too. We're changing kunai to paring knives. To be honest, kunai are tiny too, usually, aren't they? So going to paring knives doesn't exactly... His range won't change too much. He's not actually used swords at all. Dirk's are small, sharp blades too. He's a dagger man. He's not a swordman. He's a dagger man. That's what's going on there. What about no gear to wear? Well, if there's no gear, then I guess I'll buy this bit of book then. I don't know why a book's worth that much. Alright, so we bought paring knives, we got some more stuff. Life is good there. We got some more food that we'll be able to get for ingredients. I guess it's time to go to the Bracer Guild then. What's in here actually? Oh, another restaurant. Ooh, Ooh, high class. Good day, you. Welcome to Andros. Do you have a reservation? No. Is this a restaurant then? 'Tis as you say, yes. I am the manager Lecter. I tend to the restaurant's needs while the owner is away. Hail in, the best quality ingredients and servers await you, amounting to the greatest dining experience of your life. I personally guarantee that if you partake of our delicacies, you will emerge full and satisfied. Please come this way. I'll gladly show you to a table. Well, this guy's got a lot of confidence in his restaurant, I must admit. Certainly doesn't look like a nice place. Yeah, but he's a bit pushy, don't you think? I mean, when I see this place, my first thought is, cha-ching! We can break if we eat here. It's not cheap, that's for certain. If one wished to stay for a full-course dinner, let's see. It would require the bounty from 30 large monsters, at minimum, to gather enough mirror. Ooh, yow, yeah. Not for me, thanks. At that price, I'll gladly go street vendor. Deep-fried pom-pom on a stick, poms in a blanket. Why do you hate the English people? Calling us poms, trying to eat us and fry us. It's not very nice. Right. What am I doing? I guess a save after doing all that would not be a bad idea, to be honest. That's what I'm doing. We've got ourselves 2 books of a novel to read. Are you ready to sit back for story time? Story time for Olizandri. The Imperial Chronicle. I stood there, upright in front of the revolving door, scuffing the heels of my boots against the ground, pulling slightly on the collar of my trench coat. I dropped my chin, gazed at my partial reflection in the curved glass. Aside from my short-cropped hair, I wore a modest-looking, double-breasted leather raincoat and a pair of special-order steel-reinforced boots, both of which at first glance appear to be the most common of common apparel. Is that enough now, is it? Sleep time? Yet they were in fact much more than naked eye could detect. My ordinary average appearance, it was of just as much importance today as it had been on any other days in times past. Not far off, the sound of footfalls echoed rhythmically like the steady beat of a pendulum swinging back and forth as the throngs of those coming and going moved quickly along the cobblestone avenue, enveloped and tinged silver by the morning mist. Very descriptive. At times, the calling voice of a street peddler disrupted the steady flow. But as soon as the hawking cry faded away, it would resume its course. Each morning that I found myself setting foot in the Imperial City, I also found my surroundings to be unchanged and stained by the same somber tone of grey. Snatching up a magazine from the underarm of a street vendor, I tossed a few mirror into the left hand poised expectantly behind his back. The Imperial Chronicle, the magazine I read so often, even the ink bleeds were familiar. Roughly flipping open its covers, I scanned the headlines along the top of its monochrome pages. Then suddenly, my breath caught in my throat. At the very bottom of the local news page, I found those letters, a sequence of characters which I had not heard nor seen since the time of that life-changing incident. My eyes instantly gravitated to the spot and for a time remained fixated. Einselnate. The very meaning of those letters became lost to my senses as I stood motionless, my gaze fixed on the same line of text, until it all seemed to coalesce into a single blotch of ink. After a few seconds of blank comprehension, my vision settled, and I wrenched my eyes to the beginning of the article. As I began to read, my memories verged on a single point in my past, and then slowly started to run in reverse, heading for that fateful event 3 years prior, when this name was first introduced to me. It was on an afternoon, all those years ago, on a day not unlike this one, where the capital was overshadowed by its typical gloomy aura. I was a little younger than now, a 22-year-old boy who stood silently in front of the boutique door as usual, double-checking his appearance before lightly treading over to Mitch's Imperial Factory. It was on this day that it had been arranged for me to receive a new job from Mitch, the shop owner himself. Although he was a drab, middle-aged man, I, being the oddment enthusiast I was, had found myself as one of his few regular customers. I headed down a dank alleyway, and after passing through the partially rotted wooden gate, I could see the soft glow of the flickering oval light just outside the entrance of the factory, whose structure was halfway below street level. I first began receiving jobs from Mitch about the time when dissension began to occur in society over the 100 Days' War. It was during this time that relations between the Liberal Kingdom and the Empire were at their worst, and the importation of ordnance had become almost non-existent. Conspiring with underground elements and planning a smuggling operation, Mitch made me out to be his accomplice in crime. For the job which I received by his hand was none other than that of the courier. Being nothing more than a commoner in my teens at the time, I met him at a juvie, devoid of any connections in life besides. I naturally jumped at the opportunity without a moment's hesitation. Yet even after relations with Maybelle had returned to some degree of normalcy, I realized I was in no mood to give up my specialty, which focused mainly on the delivery of stolen goods. The reason being, there was no job out there which could bring in the kind of mirror this one did. With an unrefined and inconspicuous appearance, I had countless times before hidden items of various sorts in my hat and trousers and made my way hither and thither between the borders of these neighboring nations. And though to my delight, my wallet had become increasingly laden with a bounty of monetary rewards, I had routinely changed my alias as a precautionary measure. So much, in fact, that these false names had built up into quite a list over the last few years. I'd been known as Phil, the Frivolous, Rooney, the Trickster, and even Chris, the Coward. However, Mick had always called me by one name, Toby. This was the identity I'd used for my initial job, and the one I liked above all the others. Such is the first chapter. That was weird. It feels like someone like wrote some stuff out. And you like go, we need to up the word count. How much descriptive words can I add in a single sentence? I know that's kind of the point in writing, but still, it's like, okay, that's a lot of descriptive words just about one thing. The dark, smelly coffee of brown, goozy, gloopy, marblish, yum, hot, yum. Kind of like that, but a bit more eloquent than that. Shall we read Carnelia chapter 2 straight after it? Come on, we've only got one more chapter. The train station. Hello there, Toby. You come at just the right time. Greeting me with these words, Mitch shuffled slightly in his seat behind the counter. The baked confection he had been eating was ever so carefully placed atop his lap to prevent it from falling onto the floor. He smacked both of his powdered, sugar-covered hands together with a clap, and a cloud of white particles puffed into the air. The smell of sweet spices and baked apple pervaded the dimly lit shop. We had an item dropped off no more than a few minutes ago, he continued. Turning in his seat, Mitch reached back and snatched up something wrapped in old magazine paper from off the shelf, tossing it to me. Knowing full well I wouldn't get any sort of answer, I asked anyway. What do we have this time? Laying out my railway and airship tickets, Mitch ignored my question and said, make sure this gets to the same place as always. In his slow drawl he added, it would be in your best interest to keep your involvement to a minimum by leaving the business side of things to me and focusing solely on getting the job done, Toby. He leaned back in his chair and let out a deep sigh, the balls of his fingers kneading the bags under his eyes. Under, that's the way. Then once again, his large hand extended down toward the unattended cake resting on his leg. Before the sweet treat could reach his watering mouth, I'd already made my way out the door of his tiny shop. As I walked, the waste paper bundled package pounced around inside the folds of my bag. By the feel of its shape and weight as it beat steadily against my side, I concluded that the object of my possession was probably just more swag. It didn't make me nervous not to know what it was that I was carrying, for I'd done this job many times before, and no matter what kind of trouble I found myself wrapped up in, I'd always somehow managed to come out unscathed. In truth, my experience on the job had made me tough, and I'd become well versed in the art of all magic. So it was that when I laid eyes on that rough-looking tree at the station, I felt no more knots of uneasiness in the pit of my stomach than was necessary for someone of my abilities. The platform for the train bound for LaBelle was a bustle, with patience awaiting its eventual arrival. Seeing that the benches were so crammed full of people that they could have very well been a tin of packed sardines, I resigned myself to standing near the entrance as I patiently waited for the train to come in. Twisting my body in order to move the bag to my other shoulder, I noticed the figures of two men. Heads bent together and conversing in an audible tone, they stood just beyond the ticket gate, right about where the horse head of the Imperial emblem lay embedded in the ground in a grand mosaic of tiles. After a short interim, another man approached and joined in the conversation. From my own perspective, this was one ragtag group I most certainly couldn't have given a passing grade to based on looks. All three were extremely well built and sported the same haircut. To put it mildly, they stuck out in the crowd like a bunch of sore thumbs. Making sure to avoid eye contact with them as they glanced in my direction, I slung my bag back onto my shoulder and ever so calmly reached my hand into my pocket and ran the tips of my fingers across the surface of my orbit. A woman's voice reverberated within the walls of the station, notifying the passengers that the train had arrived. The low rumble of an orbital engine could be felt in the distance, and after a few moments, a large vehicle was seen rolling up on the shoulder. I muttered to myself, all is well. But the sound of my voice was drowned out by the din of the massive machine. Brakes screeched and a flash of black light reflected off the surface of the giant iron beast as it came sliding in across the rails. The immense vibration in the air emanating from the moving locomotive at its epicenter let me know that the orbital engine had been put into full reverse in order to decelerate and bring the train to a grinding halt. While being shoved to and fro by the waves of impatient travelers flooding out the waiting area, I was swept toward one door of a passenger car. As we passed by the conductor, I caught another glimpse of the ticket gate. The men who were once there were now gone, and the only thing that remained was the profile of the horse made of glossy tiles, glaring back at me in a shade of deep crimson. How much time did this guy have? A lot of time. What, you mean the writing? Hey, I remember back when we did the Ni no Kuni Let's Play and everyone was like, please put the story reading stuff. Please put the story reading stuff in like own videos so we could just use it as stories. For some reason people like it. They like being read a story from time to time. Well, time for actual gameplay. As we head into the Bracer Guild. Oh, Sherazade! You arrived a lot sooner than I expected. I appreciate you coming all the way from Roland. It's been a while, hasn't it, Lugram? Did someone tell you that we were coming ahead of time? Yes, I received a call from mine not long ago. So that means these 2 kids with you are Cassius' children? Yes, that's right. It's nice to meet you, sir. I'm Estelle Bright. And I'm Joshua Bright. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Lugren, and I oversee the Bose branch. Your father and I go way back. Please just call me Lugren.
Sure, we'll do that. That said, could you give us a quick update on the missing airliner incident?
Yes, about that. The Royal Army is still continuing its search. However, with the Army's current restriction on information, no public updates of the situation have been made. Not only has the general public been kept in the dark, but the Guild hasn't heard a word either.
Really? Why not? Aren't the Army and the Guild supposed to be cooperating together?
Well, that's the way it was on the surface anyway.
But in actuality, there's a lot of opposition between both parties on a number of aspects.
So pretty much what you're saying is there's a bunch of jurisdictional disputes, right? I hate to admit it, but that's the situation. In addition, General Morgan has gotten involved.
Did you just say General Morgan? Great, now it looks like things are really going to be a pain.
General Morgan? Who's that?
He's famous for repelling the Imperial Army's invasion 10 years ago.
You should have read about him in the history books.
Amazingly enough, I don't recall the name. So what's the big deal with this famous guy anyway?
From what I've heard, he's not the biggest fan of the Bracer Guild. Hates bracers, in fact. It seems he even makes it a point to routinely assert that there's no need for a Bracer Guild. Sounds like a real whack job to me. So what you're saying is that we're not getting any information because of this general? That's not really important at the moment. What really matters is that bracers are being prohibited from entering the regions they are investigating. Because of that, it's causing conflicts with our other work.
But we just came all the way here from Roland. If that's the way it's going to be, then it's time to duel it out with this general to decide who gets to investigate the incident.
You're talking like a crazy person, Estelle. Keep your cool, Bracer. There are other ways.
Such as the request we just received from the mayor concerning the incident.
She has asked that we conduct an investigation from the guild side, separate from the army.
Well, that's encouraging news. If it's an official request from the mayor, it'll be a great pretext for us to conduct our own investigation. I see. Well, isn't this perfect timing? Lugren will accept the mayor's request.
That sounds fine by me. But before you go, you 2 are junior bracers, right?
Yeah, why?
Junior bracers, so to speak, are members in training registered at various branches. In short, their performance is monitored by the branch where they're currently registered. And right now, for you 2, that would be Roland.
So what you're trying to say is that we have to change our registration if we want to accept jobs here, right?
You've got it. Here, all you need to do is sign on these forms to transfer your registration.
Sure.
Our names go here, and Estelle and Joshua filled out the registration transfer forms. Alright, it looks like everything's in order. Junior bracers, Estelle and Joshua, as of this day at 15:20, your registration at the Bose branch has been approved. This means you are now members of the Bose branch.
So you know, once you become a senior bracer, you can do any job without being registered to a particular branch. But on the flip side, your duties and responsibilities increase as well.
Understood.
So pretty much, we're still newbies?
Well, it looks like now I'll be able to entrust you with the mayor's request. The mayor's residence is near the west gate. You should go there and talk to her directly.
We'll do that.
Understood. Right, I just realised I really need a drink after all that. That was a lot of text reading. And I could feel the power being drained from my throat as I went. That said though, always check to see if there's a job here, right? Ravenue Monster! Is that the one we went past? A ferocious monster has been sighted along the trail behind Ravenue Village. It must be sought out and exterminated ASAP. Is it that one? Elder Lesane. For details, please see me in the village. Long term, that's fine then. Ingredient Seeker. I'm in a bind right now as I seem to be lacking a certain cooking ingredient I regularly use for practice. Please bring tender poultry times 5 to me. Gwen at the Aunt Rose restaurant. Do I maybe have that already? East Bose Monster. Ah, that's the one. The King's Scorpion has been spotted roving the East Bose Highway. Brace from this branch have requested to deal with this threat immediately. No point defeating it unless you've got like a mission to actually do it, you know, get your money worth. We also got the letter carrier done. So an extra bit of BP, an extra bit of mirror. Good work. Looks like you managed to achieve your objective. Come back again if you have anything else to report. It's interesting how junior bracers supposedly, of course, can't accept jobs from any other branch without registering them. But seemingly you could just fill in the form and register to the other branch. There's really no restriction, is there? When you think about it. There's like no restriction whatsoever. Hey! How lucky am I? So, which restaurant was it? It was Anna Rose, wasn't it? You're in the best quality ingredients and servers await you, amount to the greatest dining experience of your life. I personally guarantee if you partake of our delicacies, you will all emerge full and satisfied. Well, who am I talking to? It must be a chef or someone. Well, welcome. Here for a good meal, so please let me show you to a table. No. I don't have the money for that. I'm the sommelier here. If you have any questions or concerns regarding wine, I will be more than happy to address them for you. Well, let's just break into the chef's room. Yes, can I help you? Hello, we're here with the Bracer Guild, and we have a delivery. Hand over the tender poultry times 5. Oh, thank you so much for going to all that trouble. I'm sure you must have been busy with your other work. There was no problem at all. Helping those in need is what our job as bracers is all about. Yes, it's just like Estelle said. And now with the airline is at a standstill, it's a difficult time for all of us. I really appreciate you saying that. But a little bit of mirror I'm paying just doesn't seem like enough. Oh, I know. Please let me do this for you too. Huh? Do what? I'll teach you how to make my specialty omelettes. You mean the ones served to your Aunt Rose? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Is it okay for you to be giving out your recipes like that? Don't worry, it's not a problem. Even if you make a dish just like the recipe says, it doesn't mean that you'll get the same taste. Exactly. Sounds like you've got a lot of confidence in your cooking. Remember, it's not about whether you're good or bad. It's like the relationship between a musician and a sheet of music. Depending on the person, the song will sound different, even though the music is exactly the same. That's pretty profound. A recipe in the end is nothing more than a framework to make something delicious. By only following the rules, you'll be surprised at how many different ways the end flavour turns out. And so we learned the Maybelle omelette recipe. Score! We'll have to give this a try later on. Estelle, now this is just a little pre-cooking advice, so don't take it the wrong way, but please read the recipe before you try it. How rude! What are you trying to say? That I'm the worst cook ever? Then make sure you measure how much seasoning you put in. A pinch of salt doesn't mean that you should drop a fistful in there, you know. I'll show you a fistful. Well, following the setup of any recipe is important, but enjoying what you cook comes first. Surprisingly, it's probably the best framework for any recipe. See, now that's what I'm talking about. I totally agree. And thanks for the new recipe. My pleasure. Come and enjoy a bite to eat here every once in a while too. So the ingredients Eco Quest is complete. Not a problem. Thanks again for your help. You should drop by from time to time for a bite to eat. But it's really expensive. To a chef, each and every day is lived in pursuit of flavour. When the flavour stops, it's time to put the kitchen knife down once and for all. One must never be satisfied. Recipes must never stop evolving. Complacency disqualifies you as a chef. A complacent chef is no chef at all, as far as I'm concerned. This guy's pretty intense. It's kind of scaring me. Yeah, he has the eyes of a pro. A real skilled, really psycho sort of pro. Yes, a psycho pro. And this flavour hasn't changed one bit. It's as good as ever. I heard the owner of this place changed a few years back, but the quality certainly hasn't dropped any. If anything, the food's gotten even better since then. There's so many people to talk to in town, it's unreal. Job done. Still haven't upgraded though. Good work. Looks like I managed to achieve your objective. Not a problem. Right, so do we sort out any of these other jobs knowing that they are long-term themselves? They're both difficulty and medium. I mean, that one I can nip back to already. I feel like we should probably check out the mayor's place, to be honest. Alright, Bose Landing Port. Where's the mayor's place? Where did you say the mayor's place was again? Oh! Oh, okay. So this is our original tab, and now we've actually got a second tab. So we should really cross over from that now at this point. That's interesting. So we'll get multiple tabs. By the look of it, it has space for 3 more. We're halfway at the moment. Right, the mayor's house on the west side of town. It is this place here, yeah? Why didn't you have a colour coordination? Wow, now isn't this a gorgeous place? Check out that crazy expensive looking chandelier. Calm down, Estelle. It looks like this is the mayor's place, alright. Now I just wonder if she's home. Oh, do we have visitors? Welcome to the Bose Mayor's residence. May I ask who you are, please? We're with the Bracer Guild. The mayor made a request to the guild and we've come here to inquire about the details. Well, I have heard from the mayor that we would be expecting you. However, I'm sorry to inform you that the mayor is currently out at the moment. She's gone to worship at the chapel. When do you expect her back, sir? Well, let me see. Actually, I would imagine her be making a return any moment now. Well, we're kind of in a hurry to meet her. Do you think it would be alright to call on her at the chapel? Well, I don't wish to inconvenience you. Don't worry, it would probably save both of us some trouble. But if you don't mind me asking, what does the mayor look like? Like the typical wealthy person? Big hat with feathers in it, dripping gemstones from every pore? Feathers? Gemstones from every... what? How colourful. But quite off the mark, I assure you. How would I describe her? Should I say she looks splendid, or should I say beautifully mature? If she could just find the right man, then I could retire in peace. Huh? Never mind. I was just thinking out loud. Ah, yes, this may help. The mayor has a maid accompanying her. That might be the easiest way to find her. Oh, does she now? The mayor has been accompanied by a maid, huh? That sounds easy enough to find in a crowd of people. Let's hurry and head over to the chapel. We know exactly where she is. So she's currently in some kind of plan to get a man. And she wants the maid, Lila, to help her out. Bose is nearly, if not just as lively as the royal city. We do a lot of trade with merchants of the Empire. In other words, we're not in short supply of much of anything. Ho ho ho! There's no place like the Bose Market in Grand South, that's for sure. Oh, I like the market too. Sold me a... oh, what? You're gone now? Oh, you've gone into... You're after the priest? She's after the priest, is she? Oh, there you are. You're the maid we've been looking for. And you are? Estelle, that wasn't very polite. My apologies, we're with the Bracer Guild. We're looking for the mayor so we can confirm the details of a job she requested. Oh, I see. Please let me introduce myself. I'm a maid, Lila. I see to the mayor's daily needs. Being served hand and footer, the worlds we live in are really different. So where's the mayor, if you don't mind me asking? Didn't she come here to pray? I'll stop. Yes, I know in the chat, that is the maid, but it seemed like the mayor was asking the maid to do something that maybe might have been man-related is what I'm taking it as. So I don't know if she sent the maid after the priest for that reason, or if there's a distraction or something. I'll find out. So where's the mayor, if you don't mind me asking? Didn't she come here to pray? She's playing hooky from her religious duties. Oh, she's got religious duties? Oh, that's boring. Huh? I'm sure she's probably in the middle of inspecting the situation in the market. She took off after telling me to pray for her too. I don't know how I should say this, but the mayor seems like she has quite a unique personality. I'd get away from it too. Well, doesn't she sound interesting? Even if she weren't the mayor, I'd be kind of intrigued. There's no doubt she's a capable person, although she does have a bit of an unrestrained aspect to her at times. Anyway, I'm on my way to meet her right now. I don't mean to sound impolite, but would you mind waiting at her residence? I will let her know you're out there. I don't know how I feel about going back there empty-handed. Would it be alright if we came along with you instead? Come with me to meet the mayor? Well, I guess it's okay. Let's make our way over to the Bose Market then. So, you got sent to pray for her in her stead. Oh no, my conga line is even bigger now. So apart from that, what's going on with her? Does she really want to buy certain foods or something? I wonder what I'll buy today. I hope I can find some kind of outfit that I like. I'm sure you will. Wow, this place is really huge. I wonder where the mayor is. Well, she does stand out in a crowd, so I'm sure you'll find her right away. Oh, just as I thought. The two of you should be absolutely ashamed of yourselves, trying to force up the price of food at a time like this by buying it all up. You're not fit to be merchants in Bose. But, ma'am, we were just thinking about how to increase sales to the Bose market in general. I don't want to hear any more from you. If it were other products, it would be a different story, but making undue profits on necessities will lead to negative publicity for the market. Return these goods to their original prices at once. Alright. We'll do as you say. Now, I don't doubt your passion for the Bose market, but I want you to understand this. Commerce, when you get right down to it, is the established relationship of trust between people. And believe me, if we do business with that in mind, you can become wonderful merchants in Bose. Yes, ma'am. We'll do our best. Oh, she's the really heads on her shoulders type. Phew. Madam. Lila, so you came, huh? Lila, even. I'm sorry you had to see that side of me. Actually, you did a wonderful job as always. But never mind that. These people are here to see you. Please come back home immediately. Oh, that emblem is... Could you be the braces I requested? Yep, that's us, but... So does that mean you're... Forgive me for not introducing myself. My name is Maybelle. I'm the owner of this market and the mayor of the Bose region. Oh! She took me out for a fancy meal. Great. This restaurant looks super expensive. Are we really going to have a meeting here? I often use this place for business meetings. The food is quite good too. I tell you what though, I had heard the mayor of Bose was a woman, but I never imagined you would be this young. Based on looks alone, I would guess that you're only 4 or 5 years older than me. Actually, I feel like I'm nothing more than an unworthy successor to my father. My late father was the previous mayor, and all I did was inherit the rights to the Bose market and the political foundation which he set up. That's a rather unvarnished self-evaluation if I ever heard one. After all, I'm just a daughter of a businessman, so there's no sense in getting a high hat about that. But anyway, would it be alright to go over the details of my request with you again? Sure, that'd be fine. Well, what I would like to ask that you do is investigate the disappearance of the missing airship and bring closure to the incident. I'm of the opinion that braces would bring about much more desirable results considering this incident than the army is currently producing. The reason being, we're not fighting a war, we're trying to find answers and solve a mystery. Well, I for one would be honoured, but don't you think that you're overrating us just a bit? Just call it businesswoman's prerogative. The fact of the matter is, an influential businessman was aboard the airliner that disappeared. In addition, if the Royal Army continues to keep the Bose airspace as a no-fly zone, business is going to suffer. And just when business had been booming prior to the Queen's birthday celebration too. I see, so this is an economic appeal, right? Yes, and it's something which I can't trust to be left up to the army alone. So what do you think? Will you accept my request for your help in the matter? Well, we have our own reasons for wanting to investigate the incident, and we'd like to accept the job, but the army has actively been trying to exclude braces from anything having to do with the incident. So, I don't suppose you could pull the mayor card for us, could you? Maybe show the army who's running the show? Excluding braces, huh? And this must have something to do with General Morgan, then. That man has disliked braces from the beginning. Do you know who the general is, Mayor Maybelle? He was a friend of my late father's. Tentatively speaking, we are passing acquaintance with one another. So, I may just be able to do something for you. Meaning? Lila. Yes, madam? Lila produced a sheet of paper and a fountain pen from her pocket and handed them to Mayor Maybelle. I guess this should be sufficient. Here, please take this with you. Receive Mayor Maybelle's letter. What's this letter for? It's a letter of request to General Morgan. It is to inform him of my request for information about the incident as the official responsible for the region. I think this should be enough to get some information out of the army. I see. But I wonder if that bracer-hating general will even meet with us at all. I think it would be a pretty safe bet as long as you hide your identities. You would probably be best served by saying that you are messengers for the mayor. I don't know if I like the sound of that. It feels like we're lying or something. It's not lying, we'd just not be telling him everything. Since this is a time-sensitive situation, I think we should be practical about it. I guess you're right, Joshua. By the way, where do we need to go to meet General Morgan? There's a fort called the Hacking Gate on the international border to the north of Bose. You should be able to find the general there. Alright, everyone, I'm counting on you. You just leave everything to us. If we find out anything, we'll come and let you know. I'll be looking forward to some good news. Goodbye, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye. Alright, let's get going, shall we? The Hacking Gate is the end of the Eisen Road to the north of the East Bose Highway. In short, we need to head out the East Gate and then turn north thereafter, right? Alright then, Hacking Gate, here we come. Well, that's basically moving back on ourselves a little bit. I'm guessing these will last a little bit of time. The main one I'm interested in here is Elder Olizandri at Revenue Village. We can easily go and leg it through and kill the guy, I suppose, with the super speed! And fight him at the very least, but there's still places we haven't checked out in Bose itself. A lot of people compare us to Anteros, actually. There's really no comparison, none whatsoever. Anteros is where you go if you've got money, and this is where you go if you don't. That's fine. Are you familiar with the Great Collapse? Long ago, there existed a prosperous society on this continent, contentedly thriving on high-grade orbal arts. Yet one day, all of that was destroyed by a cataclysm we call the Great Collapse. It's like a recession then, yeah? Sounds like it a little bit. Right, let's buy some cheese risotto. And learn the recipe. What else can we also buy here? Mouthful soup and red tail soup. Why not? We've got to discover every recipe. I must be quite a few by now. You'll have to compare us to Anaros, but it's like apples and oranges. You like good cheap grub, you come here. You want for hoity-toity delicacies and excessive formality, you go there. And if there's a slight shred of competition, we appeal to completely different customers. Yes, you do. I'd rather eat here than Anteros by a billion miles. Now that I know about the turbo button, I'm mad with power, maybe. Miss Murano suddenly gave me the day off. No rhyme or reason, as far as I can tell. What the heck is she up to? The airship's grounded. Maybe she just feels like we ain't get any work done anyway. When we get busy like this, I always feel like I should be doing a million things at once. Well, if I'm taking a holiday today, then so be it. I'll get nothing done and like it. To be honest, it probably because she doesn't get to pay you if she makes you not work. I used to manage an ornament workshop, and one day I took out a rather large loan and found myself in way over my head. So the workshop got handed over to my debtor. I lost it all. I won my help from the market and really thought I was on the way to make my dreams come true. So is that why there's no ornament shop here? Yeah, I don't really think I want to run at that speed all the time though. It looks just crazy. Well, there's Frieden Hotel. I mean, I've got EP anyway. Let's just invade. Everyone's got bathrooms. This is the JRPG Hotel Utopia. If anyone ever asks the question, what inn would you like to stay at a game? Definitely here. After I finish work today, I'm going to first have a meal out in the town, and then have a look at some clothes at the Bose Market. A certain clothing store on the market has been pretty popular recently, and the designs are cute. I've got to check and see if there are any new fashions out there I don't know about. It says, like, there's quite a lot of maids in Bose. Quite a lot of people doing that kind of job. Wah! Just kind of makes it feel really weird. So West Bose Highway's over there. East Bose. Up here then is what? South block of Bose? There's more Bose? There's tons of Bose. My family's been merchants conducting trade here in Bose for generations. I've been at odds with a man named Trino here for some time now. However, recently Trino's daughter, Murano, has begun to amass her own financial power. Now it's a cutthroat struggle between the three of us to be on top. It wasn't all that long ago that Miss Murano used to be a cute little girl that came to visit. But now she's a fierce business rival. I sure hope that my little Alvel will have that kind of backbone too. Where's your little Alvel? I'll have this book. My mum and dad are always telling me what should learn from Murano. But I really don't have any intention of being a merchant. I want to go to Rouen, study at the Royal Academy. Murano used to tease me a lot when I was younger. I'm sure he did. Your parents probably didn't help with that.